To another replay analysis, 7.27C. This one's going to be from Vercetti. This is going to be the Bounty Hunter, so we're going to have a little bit of position 4 action. I realize that on the channel we haven't been able to do too many position 4 games. I feel like it's really high impact. I tend to play it a lot myself. Not to say that I'm amazing or anything, but definitely you do need somebody with a little bit of control, a little bit of team fight in them. All right, unless you're, of course, going this route, which is going to be from the bounty. This is, I believe, this is archon level to low legend. So it is a ranked game. I'm not sure if it's a solo one, but we're going to, again, like all my replays that I do, we're going to watch the first 10-15 minutes of the view of the submitter, which is going to be the bounty in this case. It's going to be here, and he's got, whatchamacallit, he's Janata, I believe it's called. Yep, all right. Hang on. Yeah, Janata. All right. It's a little early for me today, apparently, so it's going to go on in. We're starting off with a lot of pauses. We're going to kind of fast forward that because we don't have time for that. I don't care if you're really good at the meeple game or finding heroes, because at the end of the day, it's about getting last hits, getting some farm, and closing it out, and hitting some towers. Wow, this actually pauses a little bit long. All right. Okay, so going in, one thing to know, if the lane's pushing that hard, probably you want to pull it back. Look at the creeps, but right now you're trying to hunt for couriers, but you're doing it without vision, which is really difficult because you've only got 315 movement speed. You could go bounty or courier sniping if you had a ward down there. Oh god, you're just gonna eat that snake. And you had boots, but your orb basically says, I want to trade and I want to get some shots in, right? And you actually went, I'm not a huge fan of this item right here, Windlace. I mean, obviously it's got the movement speed, it's going to kind of pick things up, but I think that just saving up for brown boots might have been better. And again, the big thing is, as a position 4, is like you're the opposite of the position 5 in the sense that, like, okay, hang on. Inkswell, he's got you silenced, and you're fighting this. You're going to get stunned. I don't really know if that was worth it, especially with that snake there. Oh, and you took the shuriken? Oh, you got first blood for the team, though. That was super risky. I probably would have gone stealth right there, the Shadow Walk. But I guess I play a little bit more timidly. But yeah, that was kind of ballsy. You got that one, though. And you secured it for the axe, which is really nice. Yeah, just use that whenever it's off cooldown, or you try to. See, because I like Shadow Walk here because A, you can play around the cooldown, and then you can sneak in, get the genetic hits, and then get your way out. Like, you have a get out of jail free card. Now you don't have any regen, and you're kind of playing things super risky, right? Because the shuriken, I mean, I understand that it's been kind of buffed, but it's not great in laning. I think that you need the value point in the Shadow Walk. And you need to start clicking on some of these heroes, right? Like, what does the Grimstroke have? Does he have a sentry? He does. So you do need to be careful with that. But yeah, you're stealing some more gold. But you're stealing from the poor. Not ideal. And again, since the lane is so far pushed... Hang on, I need to pause this here. I need to pause this. Because this is actually a pretty big learning moment, right? What the position 5 wants to do here. They want to actually constantly pull this wave back here, right? And so then they can pull the wave back, and they want to keep it as close as possible, keep it outside of the tower range, which is about approximately here. I can't see the line right now. But basically, it's right here, right? So that if any ganks happen, they can just be like, oh, I'll just back up into the tower, and I'm fine. Plus, when you're under tower, you get this. You get tower protection, which is, different tiers give you different levels of armor, different levels of regen, but the tier 1, which is actually the most important in the laning, obviously, it's going to give you 3 armor, it's going to give you 1 regen. Okay, so that's kind of why the Radiant side, in this case, wants it as close as possible. This is actually too close. Now the tower's actually going to start killing some of these creeps, and is actually going to push the lane, and it's going to push it even further, right? And then just like vice versa, this is the tower range, approximately, again, for the Dire. And where they want it, the creep wave is right about here, right outside of tower wave. Or tower range, excuse me. So in the same sign... In the same sense, that is, basically, if they see ganks or there's any sort of movement or whatever, middle is missing, what do? They just back up into the tower. They get the same tower protection, and it will protect them. Okay, so how does the Dire need to do this, right? So it's like a constant battle, because if it's in a perfect spot for Radiant, this guy doesn't need a pull, right? If it's right outside, but if the lane is pushed somewhere out here, where their carry's struggling to get some last hits, that's when, in this case, the position 5 here would have to do the pulls. Obviously, stacking and then pulling is the best case scenario. This one, the position 4 needs to stop that pull, assuming that it's in a good spot. So this guy needs vision to this camp because he needs to understand the movements of the position 5 here. Okay? That's what this guy's job is to do. Secondly, if the lane is pushing this hard, he has plenty of space where this creep wave here is actually going to start pulling down, or it's going to come on down, excuse me, get into the lane. And then right here, he's going to actually look to cut this, or I mean, he doesn't need to cut the tree, but he can. It'll make it a little bit easier because the lines are a little bit easier. But basically, he can pull this, right, into this camp, or into this creep. And so the camps will obviously go here. This lane will eventually push, and then whatever's, you know, stuck left over or whatever, Axe can kind of tank that and just bring it back to where he wants it. Right, so it's kind of like a yin and yang, like again, like a little bit of a tango in the sense of like, what is your sole job, right? This guy's job is to space, steal money, and he can't really do that because of the fact that it's so close under tower. Like, this is super dangerous, right? You don't dive under tower to just get some Janata hits, okay? So that's what the position 4 does. Obviously, this is what the position 5 do, and that's why these two guys, honestly, I mean, these guys can last hit all day, but generally speaking, the things that they need to do is easier, right? They just need to last hit, zone it out, and that's pretty much it, right? Whereas these guys need to kind of react to what everything's doing. They dictate the pace of the lane, what is going on, what things need to happen. And also they need to communicate and to ensure that their carry or the offlane, or whichever's, you know, going to be doing it. If they're pulling, they need to communicate these things, right? Okay, so let's just go back into your view. Player perspective here. And we'll continue and see what you're doing. See, you're not really doing that pulling. So you're wasting time, and you're making it super dangerous for the Axe, right? And obviously he wants to take some of that damage, but he doesn't want to take too much, especially early. And you're running through, you're taking the long route just to get that Janata. Okay, I'm cool with that. You do need to harass her as much as possible. That's like the biggest thing. You want to steal as much gold as possible, and we'll see how well you did. And another thing to note, let me just kind of add on to the position 4-5 thing. You want to start denying range creeps. Like, that's the biggest thing. You want to secure them, and you want to deny them. You got to make sure that you get those, because those guys are worth the most in terms of XP and gold. You've got the boots here. You got to change things out as quickly as possible. Oh, sorry, you're not the Axe. What am I doing? Let's get on the same page. Inkswell does connect onto him. Yeah, you're really late to react to that. Oh, yeah, he dies in the end. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you do get the kill, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I really wish you had brown boots in this space instead of the windlays, that is. But you were like, you might have been able to save him. You know what I mean? Because you were going on it, but you chose to go for the Medusa. I think that's a target priority thing. And especially in a lane, you want to focus more on keeping yourself and your teammate alive. Because if it's ever a 2v1, and you'll probably get the kill here. Okay, you do. Inkswell will connect. Oh, it hits both of you. All right. You do have a stick if you want to go, and you can shuriken this up. Nice, you do. Well played, well played, well played. Yeah. Okay, good. And you steal last hit. Awesome. 452, perfect timing. 5 minutes. What do? You go to the rune, right? Oh, but you're stealing Axe's last hits. What a dick. Vercetti, you're a dick. But it looks like you're going to go straight up drums. You don't want brown boots. I think brown... Okay, you're a roamer. Position 4. The biggest thing for you is to create space and to provide a lot of vision. You want to be ganking. Like, if people disappear, you can find them in the jungle. You have that out. But what you've done is you've gone like this crazy, like, well, not crazy, but you're more of like a position 3, I would say, because then you're somewhat tankier, you can fight. But I always like the value point in the Shadow Walk. I think that it's super important, especially early, because and plus you're forcing people to buy dust and sentries, and they don't want to spend money on that. They want to go for their next big items. They want Wraith Bands, they want to do more damage, they want to help them lane better. And so right now you're kind of, I mean, okay, you got the deny there. But like, if you ever want to fight, like right now, okay, now you're kind of screwed, right? Because if you Shadow Walk, you Shadow Walk now. Yeah, he drops a sentry or whatever, you'll probably die. You're kind of fine. Oh, your Axe saved you. Oh, your Axe. What a boss. What a boss. And he's got the movement speed. Yeah, he's got nowhere to go. Hunger will slow him down. He's got nowhere to go. Okay, so your Axe actually bailed you out. But man, if you're going first item jumps, like, because the The brown boots, in my opinion, would help get you faster and more items quicker, right? So that you'll get the drums even sooner because of the fact that you have drums. Now when you're doing this walk of shame, which you're literally limping back home, it's going to take you longer, okay? But drums before 7 minutes, yeah, you've rushed it, and yeah, you've got it. But you're going to pop those things, those charges very, very quickly. And you're looking to, like, it's great when you're having more of, like, the mid-tier team fights. I think that that's probably the best time. Because you don't want to keep buying the recipe to get more charges. But wow, your Lich is level 6. The Sven is level 4. Who is the carry? Okay, I don't even know. Again, we'll focus on your position and your play more than anything else. Obviously, you've got a ways to go before you get that recipe. But, you know, one thing to note also is that this axe could actually be cutting the creeps. I think that he's strong enough now. I mean, hang on, let me just click on his items, see what items he's got. He's got phase, yeah, so he can kind of run out of there if he needs to. Medusa, on the other hand, really no brown boots, right? Like, because she's so slow. But if Axe were to actually cut the creep wave and, like, kind of be out here, the Medusa would just have to constantly tank everything. And she doesn't really have the boots. She doesn't really have the movement. She buys it now, right? Like, I think that, like, 7.27 changed things up in the sense that you can't cut the creeps before 5 minutes or whatever, right? So if that's the case, then you can still play around that. Hang on, why am I in the wrong vision? Because you could just do it after the 5 minute mark. Like, I feel like Axe is strong enough right now. And we're looking at net worth, right? Axe is in the lead, right? Okay, so you're almost to level 6, which I think is going to be a pretty big power spike. Because obviously getting some, you know, tracking people and getting that track gold is super delicious. Inkswell here, going on. Axe is trying to juke it out. Yeah, he's kind of got nowhere to go. Alright, and that should be the end of it. You do need to be careful. You are kind of low. You don't really have the regen, so to speak. But yeah, so, okay. Get some last hits. Nope, you missed that. It's deny. Mind you, she's level 6. You do need to respect that. You don't have Shadow Walk again. And Grimstroke has still got that sentry. So when he wants to go on you, he can. Alright, so you're level 6. What is the... You get track, right? Like, please tell me you get track. There's no way. You're gonna not spend it? What's going on? You're level 6, mate. What is going on? This is like the longest time I've ever seen somebody not scale something. Yeah, you probably... I mean, I don't think that you could have saved him, but you probably should have TP'd. Reason being, just to potentially scare him. Storm would have stuck around. Maybe somebody else TP'd, maybe with a stun. But yeah, man, this is such a weird game. What is going on? Like the Lich carry, oh, you just got hooked on the top. We're not gonna pay attention to that, but Lich just got destroyed. Lich is your carry for some reason. While Sven is back in the jungle, he just like completely gave up on the lane. I mean, LC Pudge, not like. Going up against a melee as another melee, it's not the easiest thing, especially against an LC. But one thing that I noticed that you're not really doing is getting some aggressive wards in. You have this like defensive one here. Axe has got 3 people on the bottom. Alright, since you're just farming, let's just see what Axe is going to do. How he's going to try to get out of this. He's got a nice 3-man call, but he's been silenced here. Chain Frost? Okay, that's a really nice Chain Frost, though. Into a Sinister Gaze, and the Chain Frost just ended. Nobody's coming into TP. Wow. Fairy Fires to keep himself up a lot. No, yeah, dies. Yeah. That's the problem, is that, like, that demon, the Phantom or whatever that's on you. And the neutral creep. Strategic. I don't know. While that entire fight was going on, like if Axe is down here, like, I'm surprised you and somebody else didn't TP on in. I feel like you're very passive. You're letting the action happen, but you as a bounty 4 need to make life miserable for everyone in almost all lanes. Steal gold. You don't need a fight. I think that you can't actually outfight this guy. But what you can do is just constantly harass him with the Janata. I mean, he's got track or whatever. Just constantly steal his gold. Yeah, you're going to walk into that, yep. Shadow Walk? Shadow Walk? Okay. Okay. You limp away. So, yeah, like, This is the bully in the yard, right? He's the guy you don't really want to fight. Storm's probably in that boat too, but you got to respect that, right? You're not really... You're position 4. Understand that, like, you know, you have a ways to go before you become somewhat dangerous. And it looks like your entire team, and I don't know if this is just how the playstyle at this rank goes. Yeah, Jay. Very true, very true. But the zip in now, Sven. Yeah, Glyph is going to be used here. But it seems like everybody's just so passive into their jungle, not really to just lane. Like, I think that this is kind of what you're seeing right here, in the sense that this is why laning is better than just being in the jungle the entire time. Okay, but you're going to get the Pudge here. He just dies. He just turns around, gets the illusion on the storm. Chain Frost bounces from illusion to illusion, but he's going to invis now. But you got tracked. That was a really nice track. You just caught him, but he just zips away. He does have Orchid. Orchid's you of all things. I mean, you're the closest thing, but you're probably going to die for this. Stick? No stick? You might have gotten away with a stick. A little late on that one. Alright, Yule's up on this Shadow Fiend up next. Axe, what is the big item for you? Okay. Vanguard, okay. And then Sven just has 2 bracers and is looking to get Chrysalis. Okay. That stun was early, and he's like, oh shit. LC's kind of strong. I'm gonna back up, man. I like the spelling of Luigi. Okay. But do you actually want Luigi as your carry, or do you want Mario? Are you a Mario guy, or are you a Luigi guy? Nonetheless, Grimstroke here, just as Arcane's going to get Aether up next. Yeah, Axe does need to be a bit careful. I think the Inkswell is there, but... like, why are you not helping your team? I feel like as a position 4, like, you should be, generally speaking, on the opposite side. On the Radiant side, just constantly tracking people, letting people... Like, what you could do is, if this guy's going to farm in the jungle, you could literally just stand here, watch him do this, like an old stalker, and just track him, and then just leech XP. You don't have to... You're a Wario guy? Oh my god, Jay, I don't even know you. Oh, but a silence here. Yeah, I should be fine. And you've triggered the boots, Soulbind on him, but Grimstone... Okay, Chinese Finger Trap, guys. Focus. We're going up? No, you're going down. We're going up? No, we're going down. Alright, we're going to go... Okay, we're going to go like this. Alright. So you guys... Get away, the snake! Does kill him. Where were you at, buddy? Where were you at, buddy? Like... When you're running, you don't need to run them. Like, you can slow him down, like the Shuriken. Throw that out. Give your team a chance. Right now, you just, like, Delta Split. And that was after the Soulbind, right? It's a classic. The Wario game on which console? Which console is this? I didn't really play... Well, it depends. I had it, I'm sure. What Wario game is that? Alright. I always knew Wario was the bad guy. Right? Even in Smash, he's not even that good. But Pudge here going to get Atos. LC's got Blade Mail already. He's looking to get Blink. I feel like this LC could potentially be a problem. Zip in with his Storm, but oh, that's so deep, right in the middle of that. Sinister Gaze and the Stormhammer under tower? Like, what? Storm, I'm questioning your life choices. Like, this is a really bad dive. Going into 3 heroes, plus a tower, and I'm sure you got track gold out of that. And so this is how you throw the game, right? Like, the Bounty Hunter, like, you have ways of getting back into the game because of this track. You need to track more, buddy. Like, you have full mana. Like, I don't know why you're not tracking. Like, it gives you a lot more vision. You know, it kind of freaks out the enemy team. Oh, Game Boy. Like, the classic Game Boy? I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I'll Google search it after this. But I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. Okay. But to be your favorite, though, like... Actually, oddly enough, I'm wearing a Mario shirt. I don't know if you can see this. Anyways, Mario's the best, man. He's the original. All you other guys are just late game. Late people, late to the party, so to speak. Oh, he pumped it, but he's got been silenced. Inkswell, he's going to get a 2. Oh, nope. That's going to be a dead Grimstroke. Pudge as well, and yeah. This is how you get back in the game, right? If there's anything that Bounty has really, you know, a good thing in the sense that track really lets you come back into the game very quickly. And Sven, all he wants to do is he just wants to farm in that jungle. But he is so far behind right now. He's so far behind. Like, this Sven, like, okay. The meta right now says you need to go MOM, Mask of Madness, or maybe even Midas. I think that MOM is a better item because you can fight. But I think it's the better item because it's about the heal, the attack speed, and like obviously if you pop all your skills, like just pop them MOM and just go ham, right? Is gonna get looked okay. Got Yasha now, nice call, but you're by yourself at all times. Like this is kind of sad. Like, and Shadow Fiend is now here. He's gonna pump the Requiem. He's got the mana shield, which is protecting him a lot, but he's actually going the wrong side. He's like, I'll just hide in this tree. If I stay still, they can't see me. Nah, they killed the Medusa. Yeah, just completely out. Did you get the track gold? I don't think you've been tracking. Like you literally have one job. Like what is the cooldown? Hang on, there's no way. Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me see this. Because if you're not tracking these kills, I don't know what you're doing. No track. No track. No track. Oh, you got the track. Okay. 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 Sorry. Alright, I'm judging Vercetti, but you did it. I forgot that the cooldown is so quick. But sometimes it's so quick that I don't even know if you got the track gold. But you must track everybody. Like, I don't feel like you're tracking enough. And you're not carrying the TP, so shame on you. Alright, this T1 is almost untouched, but you've literally a good number of heroes down here. Silence. Oh, the Sinister Case saving you from the okay. Soulbind. Yule's out and up. Follow him. Talk. Talk. You need to walk. Oh, on the high ground, that Chain Frost is really bad. On a solo hero, probably not ideal. But the Axe has gone too far deep himself. So that's not great. But, like, the Chain Frost is the type where you gotta make sure that there's at least two heroes next to each other. Like, if you're just gonna go... maybe, unless you're going for the killing blow, I get it. But, generally speaking, you probably want to save the Chain Frost. Okay? That's just my opinion, man. Alright, so Bounty instead... okay, so you went Drums, no TP. You're gonna go probably... what is this? Into Orchid? Okay. I'm not a huge fan of that, but... like, who can you... like, the Storm I get... but I think for you, Halberd might have been better. I think Halberd is just super strong right now. Plus, it lets you fight. Obviously, you do a little bit more right-click damage. Adds evasion to you. So I'm thinking that that might have been a better. Also, for as long as you're going without a TP, this is actually a travesty for you, man. This is a problem. Okay. Because if you go, you need a TP because you never know when a fight's going to happen, right? So not having a TP for this long is actually a problem, a big issue. As any player, I'm talking like, it doesn't matter if you're core or support, you do need a TP at all times. Alright, this guy's been like, yeah, the easiest hook of his life, but it doesn't really matter. The duel, nice Yules, that'll stop it. He does have Blade Mail. Okay, that's nice. Nice, and he gives him the winner. He gives him the duel damage. Oh my gosh, Sven actually has 20 duel damage. Like, LC, what side are you on? Are you a traitor? Like, what's going on? Look at Chrysalis. I'm really not a big fan of this first item. Definitely not in the... I mean, you do some damage, don't get me wrong. But I think there are faster ways to farm. Okay. And it looks like you're going to continue to push, and I feel like you should have prioritized this T1 bottom a long time ago. Do you have some tracks on? You got 0 tracks. Pudge, who's been like almost feeding this entire game. I feel like, yeah, 0, 5, and 4. There's like next to no impact, this Pudge. All right. It's gonna go Force first on the Pudge. Actually, I feel like Atos is just like that item, that universal track. I don't think that was worth it. Yeah, that was never worth it. You're by yourself, he was walking up, you knew that they were relatively close. That was a very... and the winner gets it on the Lich. Okay, you're gonna pick on the poor guy, the poor weak support. Yeah, and now it's time to retreat. Okay, by the way, this is not an hour-long game, is it? Okay, no. But I feel like this game could have been ended a lot sooner. I'm feeling like there's not enough push. There's not enough guys thinking, what is this build? What is this? I'm gonna go naked Hyperstone into Ags. Okay, Sven. All right. I think you need to work on your build, mate. Luigi. I'll talk to Mario about it. He'll pass the word to you, because, yeah, this is not a good build. Alright, there's a reason... Okay. Obviously, not everyone is a pro. You know what I mean? You're, like, not the top 0. You know, whatever, the 1% level, so to speak. But there's a reason why pros go specific items. Got the call in here, and he's going to go into the duel with the blade mail. That should turn into a winner chicken dinner for this LC. The canceled TP from the Lich. That's a good call, but the T1 is still up. Do they retreat? What do? They just stick around, right? Hopefully. But man, this guy's not been really rewarding. But okay, let me go back to the pros thing, right? The pros go specific starting items to help them win the lane, right? Don't outthink that. I think that starting builds, these guys know what's going on. Obviously, they're pros for a reason. They know how to fight the lane. They know why those items are good. Basically, spend out, okay? Progressions. When you're talking mid-tier items, early to mid-tier items, there's a reason why you go specific items, right? You have specific options. I'm not saying that you need to go follow these guys to the T. There are definitely items that are better in certain situations. But generally speaking, they usually divert their plan in one of 2 ways, maybe 3 ways at maximum. If you're looking at some of those pro builds, and you can look online, I think Dat Proker is a good one. There's, I mean, if you just watch any of the games, that's going on, even with the Omega League, all of these things that are going on online, like you can see the pros and what sort of items they're going. I'm almost positive this build you will never see. Okay? And I hate to be mean to someone named Luigi, because you're green and all that, and you're the weaker of the 2 brothers. But nonetheless, I think that your itemization really needs work, and it'll help you as increase your MMR. Same thing with you, Vercetti. Obviously, okay, so good. So you want Desolator. You're gonna go with this right click thing. Obviously, get some crits in. Track everybody. Look at that damage. Stone Gaze, back, retreat. Don't step too close to this guy. Okay, you do. You don't really care. Fine. Track, good. More gold, more gold. Like, man, you keep running away from him. But yeah, like if we're talking about this Hyperstone, which is 2,000 gold, right? The 2,000 gold would have given your Ags now. Means you can Superman forward. You just get more, right? So in terms of itemization, there's a reason why. If you're gonna go Crystallis, fine. But then the next item is not to go into the Hyperstone, right? Like that Ags is pretty massive. Oh, the zip in. He's been silenced the Lich, who's just trying to ward. He gets the duel. Oh, nice. Okay, he still gets the winner. 110, he's been tracked. Yeah, just kill the LC. Yep. Okay. And so I feel like this is a game where you come back because you did really well, because like this track, man, like they didn't understand how to push. If they have a Medusa like that, who in my opinion was actually farming pretty decently, but they didn't really take advantage of the timings and the gap, so to speak, in terms of getting the push. Oh, the Superman. What was that? Oh, he got hooked. And this Pudge going solo? Like, what? Okay, we'll just throw our lives away. Like, look, if you're a position 4 or 5, unless you're completely balling in game, there's like no reason to go for like a solo hook. Do you have Shadow Walk? Are you gonna Shadow Walk? Stick, Shadow. Oh, okay. You were silenced. I saw that. All right, not really much you could have done. Obviously, getting some wards in. Oh, Axe gets ink swollen, ink swollen. Blade Mail here, just trying to keep him up a little bit, but yeah, he's gonna die. Storm, a little too much magic damage at this point. One thing to note is that if the duel Yules will save the Lich at least for a little bit. Yeah, he dies. He drops the Chain Frost. Okay, but no duel damage given. All right, not the worst thing in the world, but you lost 3 here. He does have Ags, and he's going to go Daedalus. I think that, like, if you really want to fight, you're going to need BKB. Because if Storm zips on you, Orchids you, he starts, pulling you back, and, the Vortex, everything. Just, it could potentially be bad. Like, if you get BKB, pretty much you're unstoppable. There's really nothing that can be done. Unless the Medusa can outfight you, which I think she's still a ways away. Especially if you've got God Strength up. You're going to be the super tanky guy. And it's super annoying, especially with the Superman with the Ags. If we're talking net worth, right, top 3. So you've actually pulled ahead. So congratulations to Sven on that. Oh, duel in the mid lane. Catches out the bounty one other time. Nice. And that hook just on top of your dead body. Just to like soar. This is like when you kill somebody and then you like fly a kite over their head. Oh, okay. Sven gets the kill on the Medusa, who's completely out of position. Like, there has to be some sort of game sense. When you're pushing lanes as a Medusa, and you got that kill on the bounty, right? There's 2 people in the mid lane for your team. You've killed the bounty. You kind of need to expect, like, have that feeling of, man, somebody might be close to me. Like, I could potentially die. Like, I don't need to walk up with a creep wave. I don't need to be that close. Storm is zipping in. Catches out the Sven. Frost armor. He's going to zip on back. He catches out the Sinister Gaze. He's going to throw at least the Pudge. But, man, that guy's just been, like, that Pudge. It's frustrating because... Oh, now he's going to go for the duel on the Sven of all things? With the Blade Mail? Okay, he gets it. He gets it. All right. He gets the winner. Kills the SF. So this is a good fight for the Radiant. Can you get more? Oh, he's... my bad. He had the DD. I did not see that. Storm zipping through. No mana. Now you're coming in. Are you getting some tracks? You don't really want to fight. You probably don't want to fight, but you will. Okay. All right. All right. I thought the Storm was going to zip in. Did not happen. You actually do some damage. You got that Orchid too, so that's pretty nice. So, oh, Titan Sliver. He actually blinked away. Actually, that's a really good item. He takes it himself. All right. What do you take? What do you have? Dragon Scale. I'm not a huge fan of this item for you. I think it's tankier. I think that if you want to go with like this build, which right now has been kind of like sort of damage, sort of silency, sort of control type, I think that you should just go all in one side, right? Like, I mean, yeah, the defensive item is fine, but you probably need a better neutral that goes with what your build is, right? And the Lincoln I get is great because obviously there's dual, potential for stopping the storm and all that. But your chorus really need to get BKB. Okay, good. Okay, all right. It's like that guy listens. Axe does not listen to me. Zip and through. Yeah, you're gonna die. The storm is becoming a problem. Like, that's why the Orchid isn't really that good. Because if you get caught out like that and you don't really have the vision advantage, like, they can just jump on you and you're pretty much just blown up even before you can get that Orchid off, right? Like, he can dictate the pressure of that. And that Pudge really worked hard. He hooked the creep just to get it. Alright, so 1 dead. I think that the Radiant team could get some sort of objective out of this. If this Pudge could make a hook, that was like a decent one. You don't want Sven. Oh my gosh, Storm's going in. Woo, that color's off the mark. Alright. Okay. A lot for nothing. Warcry. He's going to continue to farm. Realizes that there's nobody left. Ancients. No. Alright, hang on. This is not an hour long. Okay, good. Sven here just going to fix the lanes. Got Daedalus here. So he's got a lot of burst. Pudge found out the Lich. That's good. I mean, he needs to scale. He needs to get some flesh heaps. But the thing is that he and the LC, they need to be working in tandem. Right? They need to be moving together, getting some ganks off. He hooks him in. The other LC will start the duel. But basically, because you guys have infinite, scale, so to speak, you need to work together. Right? If you can get both of those flesh heaps and the dual damage on top, you can really get yourself back in the game. That pretty much counters like all that track gold that you could potentially be getting. But he needs to be making better hooks. This Pudge has not been playing 100%. Obviously, he's died a lot. Oh, he gets the hook, but that's really not the one you want. The Axe completely on the other side. And they do get the Sven. And now, see, like, he made the hook, but he's by himself. Like, this is a communication thing. Storm's career just gets killed. Alright, and how does this turn? Medusa here is starting to get strong. Does a butterfly, right? Like, if you saw the components of this Medusa getting the butterfly, did this Sven respond in kind? No. Oh, now he does. Did you see that? He actually swapped it right when I was talking about it. But, yeah, they get the LC. Cool. They'll get the Grimstroke as well. I hope you tracked everybody and their moms. Excellent. This, like, Pudge, his courier is just chilling. Like, this is just really bad play by this Pudge, man. Just in general. Positioning's been terrible. Like, what is this? Why is the courier there? Why are people just dropping neutral items and not picking things up? Quickening Charm is not a bad item. So that's not a good item to just throw on the ground. But this is I like the fact that they took a couple kills and then they're looking to take some sort of to get some wards and vision down. Sinister Gaze one last time. And they're like kind of backing up a little bit. Okay. Waited for him to do that, and that was an easy track gold. Okay, so SF is waiting for the bounty to come on through for that track gold, which is extra juicy. But yeah, we were talking about the fact that, you know, Medusa had butterfly, right? So you need to counter this. And they saw it, obviously, when she was hitting that T2. So Sven, he audibles, and he actually changes it up to the MKB. Very good item. Very good choice. So, reactive Dota, which is the best kind of Dota, right? Sometimes you need to react based on what your opponents are getting in terms of items and how they're playing the game. My gosh, this Grimstroke, I feel like he's been super poor the entire time. He's going to get Halberd first. I think it's a really bad item. As a support, you want to be going Glimmer Force, like almost every game, especially as a position 5. Like, you just don't want to be up front. I understand that you want Halberd to kind of, you know, stop the Sven or whatever it is, but that's not your position to do that. Storm zips in here. Call is going to be off the mark. He's been silenced. You've been silenced, that is. The Stone Gaze is going to slow you down. You actually trying to stop and kill the Phantom, and it really didn't pay off. So you're going to die with that. 70 seconds left before you're back. Medusa is going to be going Scotty up next. I'm okay with that. Just kind of slow, hopefully kite things out. Now, mind you, yes, you died, but Stone Gaze is now on cooldown. Okay, you got Invis. Yeah, he bumped into Sven. I don't know if he saw that. Like Sven, like when you all of a sudden turn. Oh my gosh, he's going for the dual damage here. Okay, yeah, no BKB. Yeah. So Sven right now he needs BKB. Obviously, that's to deal with the storm. And the second thing, of course, is the MKB. If he wants to go late game to fight this out, right? So other people need to help him out, and it looks like you as a bounty need to be super aggressive out here, just constantly like walking around. If they're sentries, fine. That's when it's time to start backing up to understand, and you might get picked off in that sense. But you can dictate, because you can, if you have the vision and you can see where the enemy team is, you can make out those callouts, right? And people won't be getting ganked like your Sven just got ganked there, because you can basically see where they are, right? So as a bounty, you do need to be a little bit more aggressive. You're stuck in your tree, your side of the map, so to speak, for too long. I don't think that that's ideal. A bounty needs to be on the enemy team, just like creating or making everyone fearful on the enemy team to even farm in their own jungle, right? But look at this vision. I think we're gonna see this here. Hang on, that's the. Ooh, we're gonna get this. Yeah, they saw you, right? So they're winning in the sense of the vision game. And it's starting to snowball for them because the dual damages are getting on. He's been able to pick off, right? He goes right on in. The Storm don't care. The Soul Vine is going to connect the two Phantom Embraces, and you've got the BKB, but you're going to try to Requiem. But it really doesn't do much as everybody had zipped on out. That was a perfect disengage there by the Radiant. Nice two-man call there. Is looking to at least get that. The Lich dies. The hook in for the Axe, who's very just trying to walk away. And yeah, you've got backdoor protection, but the creeps are coming. And that was a pretty good fight for the Radiant. And it looks like they're going to be going high ground here. The Snake's going to continue to push. Yeah, you've got 3 down. This is the time. This is the only time. If you're going to ever take a tower, this is the time to be doing it, right? So what is Sven doing? He's just chilling, right? Like, Sven, mate, you can't fight into this. You have 3 dead because you don't have buyback. If you have buyback, this is a different story. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. You got caught out. This Shadow Fiend. So bad. So bad. Like, what you need to be doing is you need to be pushing this out, cutting this creep wave, creating space. If you can see, because they're like on, you know, this gives you vision, right? You see that there are 4 heroes here, potentially 1 other hero is somewhere else. Yes, you need to be a little bit careful about that LC, but you need to be creating space. If you were more agile, probably like an AM, I would be looking to cut this creep wave because this stops the creep waves from pushing, and then that would buy you time. Right? Backdoor protection, you got to work around this. This is something that you need to know. Like, as a carry, or even a mid, or any player, actually, if you know how to manipulate the creep wave, it's super valuable for you. You can learn a lot, and you can do more, because you delay the game. If there's... Oh my gosh, you're going for this. the Stormhammer. He actually zips away, and he's fine. Then LC duels one other time. 370 dual damage. He's gotten out of control. The Sven dies. Oh my gosh, he does not die. I'm sorry. Now he's going to die? No, he's going to the high ground. He's going to get silenced. He's slowly get whittled down. He gets Stormhammer. Oh, he's looking to turn this. He's got the heal, and he's looking to man fight Medusa. Nice call. Wow, completely baited. Gets out the Medusa. Okay, okay, okay. Not the worst of fights. And he does have MKB at this point. But again, we're kind of seeing how Sven gets kited around a little bit. The fact that when the storm is nearby, and if he gets a nice little pick off and you get the duel, the hook, you know, all of these things combining properly with the storm. Like, deny? Oh, you fucked up the deny. You fucked up the deny, SF. Alright, now this Pudge is starting to get some flesh heaps, and he's starting to do damage. Like, this SF has completely fallen off. He turned on Blade Mail. Alright, Requiem, Meebo. Yeah, and this is where, like, you were winning, and now you're potentially losing. Oh, yeah, you're gonna just kill this guy. Okay. So Pudge is like, alright, I'm fat, but not that fat. Is going to go Satanic. This is a typical core that will struggle at times because he doesn't understand when he needs pipe. Or, sorry, when he needs BKB. Somebody on your team, though, in my opinion, probably should have gotten pipe as well. Probably the Axe. Sometimes you need to sacrifice for the greater good. They do have a decent amount of magic damage. Obviously, the Medusa and the LC later on, I mean, the right clicks are going to be probably more dangerous. But if you got an earlier pipe, you would have seen the impact of that. What? He goes right in with his dual damage, and he's got Blade Mail, and yeah, he got destroyed in the end, but that's, okay, so he gained 1180, and then he lost 780, or he, you know, give it to the other team, that is. Only a gold swing of that much, okay. Alright, not the worst there, but man, look, this LC, 430 dual damage. This is why. If you lose this game, it's because of this. Yeah, you had track. Yeah, you had a little bit of advantage. It came back in the game. But at the end of the day, you weren't pushing it out. You weren't stopping the LC. Because, like, you let this guy just get back in the game. Because you were just stuck in your jungle the entire time. Right? And you can't play scared. You can't play scared like that. Like, you're a bounty. You were not having the worst game. And you definitely could have done some more damage. You could have given more vision. You could have figured things out. If you were constantly tracking, like, the storm, he's less likely to zip in because he realizes that everyone can see what's going on. Like, if he can zip in and, like, there's no vision, there's nobody realizing that it's coming through, then he's going to get that gank, right? Because nobody's going to group up. So, tracking things, yes, it wastes a lot of mana or whatever, but it's going to help you out more because you're going to lock that down. You're going to people are going to be more cautious, right? And even if he zips in, fine. Like, if he's going to go, you know, balls to the wall, so to speak. Like, you just group up. And his ganks are going to be a lot less. Also, the Dragon Scale is really bad on this guy. I think he should swap it. Okay, good. He swaps to the Magic Lamp. It's like he can hear me. Alright. So it looks like there's going to be a siege coming up soon. Nope. Yo, Medusa. You got Scotty, you got Butterfly, you got Aegis. Okay? If there's ever time you're like, hey, I can man up and just kind of start sieging stuff, now is that time. You're top of the net worth. And Sven is a little bit more cautious. Oh man, I just wish, like, if he had BKB, this could be very, very different. Alright. So, how to fix the lanes, right? You're just, everybody and their moms are in the pretty much the high ground. Sven's SF has not really been farming as of late, and he's completely fallen off. LC's the ward. He blinks on up there, okay, and then Lich literally placed another ward, and he just dewards that as well. So easy 260 gold. Sven, okay, is now starting to step out, realizing that potential fight in the top. Axe actually calls into all of that. The Soul Bind, double Phantom Embrace, obviously. The Ghost Scepter, or sorry, the Ethereal Blade catches up on the Axe. They do have him hooked in. The Storm is coming on through. The Stone Gaze has now been used, and Sven just gets destroyed. The LC just doing too much work. The Ghost Scepter keeps him alive, but not for very much longer. The Sinister Gaze doesn't... Oh! The evasion actually saved his life. It's a nice call there. But, man, with this split shot, he's doing a lot of work to a lot of people. The glyph is now going to be used. And look at this LC. 490 damage. My gosh. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. How much damage is that? What is that? 800? Got the cleave, the ghost scepter, keep him alive. Bounty, you're too low. Lich, you're gonna probably die here, as well as the axe. And it's a team wipe, and that should probably be GG. No buyback. But yeah, people are starting to ping out the ancients. No, okay. Medusa's deciding to go ham. Storm is like, all right, I'll just buy. Nope, he's gonna taunt ya. Does a little flip. Typical asshole Storm. T4, and that should be it. I don't think there's anything that can be done right now. I mean, you had gaps, you had opportunities, you definitely came back in the game, and you were winning. But yeah, there are definitely moments that you could have gotten better. I think that as a bounty, you need to be more of that vision hunting, the vision giving, enemy hunting guy that's always in the radiant side, just constantly making their life difficult. Like, you don't have to get kills, you don't have to harass at all times. You can play around with the Janata and the Janata cooldown and the Shadow Walk. You know what I mean? Like right when you cast Shadow Walk and right before it's up again, because it actually overlaps. Hang on, we'll look at the heroes. Look, so the Shadow Walk, it's the duration at level 4, we'll just say, it's 35 seconds, right? But the cooldown is only 15 seconds. So you have 25 seconds where you can cast it again, even though you already have it on, right? So even on level 1, the invisible duration is 20 seconds. The cooldown is 15. So you have 5 seconds where you're still invis and you can cast it again, right? So in that time frame, that 5 seconds, when you can cast it again, is basically when you can Janata, and then he looks to fight you, and then you invis again. Right, so he can't actually get any shots on you. Yeah, iGaming Public, we know. But yeah, like this is the issue with a position 4 bounty, is that if you're not making your impact known, you're not creating vision, you're not pushing things, then this is the kind of thing that happens where you don't have that team control, that crowd control, so to speak, and that tempo setter. Especially if you're going to play passively and stick into your jungle. You made the Storm look amazing. The LC look amazing. I mean, with 490 dual damage, he did not have a bad game. Yeah, you sold 794 of gold, but I feel like, honestly, even as a support, I've done, over 1,000 easy, right? So these are the things that you need to work on. I think that it'll just help you. I don't think that... Oh, by the way, you sold your drums? By the way, if you have a 0 charge drums, you should keep it because it gives you stats. Right? This is actually a pretty big misstep. I just noticed this now. It gives you +6 attributes, gives you movement speed and regen. I mean, yeah, you don't have the active, but you can just buy the recipe again. Right? Like this, there's really no reason to sell this, especially when you're not even 6 slotted. But yeah. Okay, so that's it for this game. Thank you so much, Vercetti, for that replay submission. If you like what I do, please give me a like and subscribe. It's on my YouTube, of course, and I do this every single day on my Twitch. You can follow me at Holler TV. My name is Holler, and you can find me doing this 1 to 4 +8 GMT, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.